Now, this is a message specifically to Team MAGA, but the other side too. So before you feel the urge to run after me, shaking your fist, pounding your chest, trying to stick your fingers in your ears and pacify yourself in your own cognitive dissonance, I want you to know that I believe that Obama and Biden and Harris and the Clintons are dangling from the same bankster strings as Zio puppet Donald Trump is. But let me ask you a question. If it really is about making America great again, why would any president of the United States, leader of the free world, commander-in-chief of the military-industrial complex, why in the world would he ever consider, let alone take the step of shutting the entire country down, knowing that will lead to economic terrorism and torment for the rest of us? He says with his own mouth, this is not AI. Don't try to wipe this and shove it under the rug. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. He says with his own mouth, I shut it down. He shut the country down. Take it away, Donnie.
I had to shut it down, and we did the right thing.
I thought of keeping it open.
And we did just the right thing. We closed it down.
And a group of very smart people walk in and say, sir, we have to close it.
Now, do you think for a second that Birx and Anthony Fauci are a group of really smart people that you should take counsel from as the president of the United States and shut the entire country down based on their counsel of wisdom?
And we did the right thing. They can't do anything without the approval of the President of the United States.
It's the right thing as opposed to being the wrong thing. If he didn't shut it down, he's saying it would be the wrong thing. To let Americans go about their business in freedom and in liberty under the Declaration of Independence and the spirit of the Constitution of the United States. Hey, Donnie, keep it open. Nope. We did the right thing by shutting it down, and it would be the wrong thing to let Americans walk in the fullness of liberty and freedom and the security supposed to be provided to us by the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. That would be the wrong thing. I did the right thing.
And we did the right thing. They can't do anything without the approval of the President of the United States. Even the Democrats aren't blaming me for that. We had to close it up. Some people wish we never closed it down. We did the right.
Of course, the Democrats aren't going to condemn you for shutting down the country. They want the country shut down too because they don't represent the will of the people. They represent AIPAC. They represent Israel. They represent the 12,000 lobbyists that actually run Washington's District of Criminals. So, of course, the Democrats applaud you for shutting it down, Donnie. You guys are on the same team, playing for the same team owners.
We closed it. It's a decision for the President of the United States. We did the right thing. We had to close it up because nobody's ever heard of closing down a country, let alone the United States of America. We had to turn off the airlines. We had to turn off everything. And we did the right thing. A lot of people have thought about it. Write it out.
Did you hear what he said right there? Listen to this.
Ever heard of closing down a country, let alone the United States of America? We had to turn off the airlines. We had to turn off everything. And we did the right thing. A lot of people have thought about it. Write it out. Don't do anything. Just write it out and think of it as the flu. But it's not the flu.
Only an enemy of the American people would shut down the entire American economy. Only an enemy. And yet you, Team MAGA, you went to the polling place and you pulled that lever, you pushed that button for Donnie, shut the country down, Trump. And you know for a fact if it was Biden who shut the country down, that would be all you need to know about Biden or Harris or Barack Obama to not vote for them ever.
It's vicious. We basically shut down our country. We did the right thing. We had to close it down. The President of the United States calls the shots. And we had to close it down. We did the right thing. They're not working in offices. They're not in airplanes together.
And we did close up. We had to close it up, and we did the right thing.
We closed it down. We did the right thing. We closed it up. We were told to got to shut it down, stop it, tell everyone to stay home because of this horrible virus.
Now, I have been told by Team MAGA, no, you misunderstand. Trump did not shut the country down. Then are you saying, Team MAGA, you supporters of Trump, are you saying that Trump is lying here? that he didn't do the thing that he constantly takes credit for doing? He takes credit for this. He takes credit for the $6.2 trillion to the big pharma industrial complex and the corporate elitists. He takes credit for red flag gun confiscation laws. He takes credit for the $8.4 trillion in American debt in 4 years, above and beyond. He was on track for way beating Obama on that. He takes credit for beefing up the military industrial complex and supporting the prison industrial complex and civil asset forfeiture. How is any of that pro-American? He's the one who was bought out by Rothschilds Inc. back in the 1990s by a guy named Wilbur Ross, who worked for Rothschilds Inc. And 25 years later, when Donald Trump becomes president, he makes that Wilbur Ross, that Rothschilds Inc. employee, the Commerce Secretary. How is that pro-American? How is it pro-American to be best buds with Henry Kissinger, warmonger Henry Kissinger, and Bibi Netanyahu? Tell me how that's inconsistent. Tell me how you are not swimming in your own cognitive dissonance, trying to hold liberty in one hand and the guy who's trashing liberty in the other hand.
And we did that. We had to artificially close our country. We've done this right, and we really have done this right. So we did the right thing. Everything we did was right.
Everything we did was right, says the tyrant who takes credit for shutting down the country. So let me ask you, how is it that you can continue? Now, I understand the criticism of people who support Biden, and you come up with really, really good examples on why you shouldn't vote for him, why all of his policies are antithetical to the American way. They're the opposite of freedom. So I understand that. But when somebody points out to you, Team MAGA, that Donald Trump does the exact same thing, even worse on a greater scale, sitting next to Dianne Feinstein said, I don't know, Mike, I like take the guns first, due process second. That is anti-American. How could you ever be for it? And how did we come to the point where people aren't just sipping on Kool-Aid, they're guzzling it, they're funneling it. They don't have cups of it, they have kegs of it. So how can you, I want you to get this video to every single red-blooded American who supported and continues to support Donald Trump. And you tell me how you are pro-American when you voted for a guy who couldn't be more anti-American. What is it? What's the magic spell that you're under that allows you to not be able to see, or prohibits you from seeing, rather, that Donald Trump is just as much of a tyrant as Joe Biden or Barack Obama or any of the other parasitic presidential puppets hanging from the end of corporate central banking strings? Because I will tell you that if you're ringing up debt and you're devaluing the American dollar, which Bush 1 did, Bush 2 did, Reagan did, Carter did, Ford did, Obama did, Donald Trump did in spades. If somebody's out there devaluing your dollar, just for one thing, just one example, one of many, a sea of examples of tyranny wrought by these guys. If they devalue your dollar and shut down the country, how in the hell can they have earned your support? Leave your thoughts about this. I want to hear what you have to say in the comment section below. If you think this is worthy of sharing, please share it with everybody you know. Like this, share it out, comment below. Let's get the algorithm going and let's have a legitimate discussion, because I am genuinely confused. I will see you in the next video.